Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speakeasy, sophisticated sports talk with some of the best in the game. I'm your boy, Care Bear Kieran, hosting this thing, and I have right here in front of me my boss wearing a suit that I could not even look at if I walked in the store. I don't know where it belongs. I don't know what Italian designer designed it, but he's wearing that and some accessories that I also can't afford. Mr. Emmanuel Ancho in the building.
Shout out to my suit designer, Rick Soto & Co. on IG. Shout out to him and shout out to my dog, Care Bear in the building.
A personal suit designer is some real, that's status right there.
Caliber of money.
That's status. We also got my boy Social Trey in the building.
Social Trey.
What's going on, baby?
No other place I'd rather be than in the Speakeasy with y'all, man.
Social Trey. Okay, look, Social Trey is the man that's behind all of this. He's the one engaging with y'all in the chat. He's the one shouting out the super chats. So much to get to today. Care Bear, what's on the menu?
Look, we had a great Sunday full of amazing, incredible games. My Cowboys won. The Dolphins also looked awful, but we have to start off with the Sunday night game. It was amazing, except it wasn't. It was really bad. There wasn't a touchdown scored until about 4 minutes left in the game. But Bijan Robinson looked incredible. Is he the best running back in the NFL?
Bijan Robinson, he is a top 3 running back in football and probably the most complete running back in all of football. When you think about hands, speed, power, vision, Bijan Robinson, I believe, exceeds all running backs with that combination. Derrick Henry, an absolute beast as it pertains to power and speed. Saquon Barkley, power, speed, vision. Josh Jacobs, more powerful than maybe all of those backs if you talk about per size. But Bijan Robinson, his speed plus his power, plus his vision, plus his blocking ability as well as his hands, I think Bijan is on a completely different level, and we're finally starting to see it, not just last year, but early on this year too. Bijan's a different type of beast, y'all.
No, I would 100% agree with that. Bijan, to go along with Saquon, I think they're the 2 most talented backs that we have in the league. I would give that distinction to Saquon still. He has the accolades. He had the 2,000-yard season. But the season that we saw last year from Bijan was better than any of Saquon's seasons in New York. So to me, I think they're 1A, 1B. They're right there neck and neck. I do agree with you.
Here's what I'm glad we're finally seeing, though. Give Bijan the ball. Bijan, I've known him. I was recruiting him to Texas. Obviously, I went to Texas. I remember the Texas staff, they called me. They said, hey, Acho, can you FaceTime Bijan from set? He wants to get into TV when it's all said and done. So I FaceTime him on my old set, hey, man, commit to Texas already. Bijan's so nice and kind. He won't demand the football, but thankfully the Falcons are giving it to him. And this game, he absolutely dominated. He continues to dominate.
As a Bijan fan, I am a fan of maybe limiting his carries a little bit to preserve him for later on in the season. But in these got to have it games, and he's got to have it moments in the red zone on a crucial 3rd and 2. You got to have him on the field, and they haven't done that too much yet. But I'm thinking they're going to start shifting in that way.
Before we keep going, you have to address some housekeeping things. Shady McCoy, he was at the fight last night. He will be back in studio tomorrow. And again, thank y'all for watching. Y'all could be hanging out on any social media app, doing absolutely anything, and you're in the Speakeasy. Grab yourself a drink, stay for a while. So much to get to. Care Bear, what else on the menu?
Super Trey.
Yep.
Already.
We already locked in,
Oh,
man.
my God.
And another one just came in as I announced the first one. So here we go. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Here we go. Is it time for Mike Tomlin to go? I'm a lifelong Steeler fan, but it's not working anymore. It hasn't for years now, even before Big Ben retired. That was Kenro 200. Appreciate you.
Kenro 200, shout out to you. Mike Tomlin, he's known for defense, and he hasn't been putting up what he is known for. So Mike Tomlin, I won't say it's time for him to go just yet, but if the Steelers do not win a playoff game this year, I do believe that Mike Tomlin can have greener pastures like Andy Reid had greener pastures after he left the Philadelphia Eagles. It's not to say that Mike Tomlin is not one of the greatest coaches ever. It's just to say that Mike Tomlin, what he's known for in defense, we have not been seeing it. How did you give up 30 points this week after giving up 30 points last week? And the New York Jets offense is obviously not as good as we thought because the Buffalo Bills had them down today. Ken Rowe will address more of that later. Can we stay in the division, though?
Yes.
What you got popping?
Yes. We also got, we had another super chat come in.
We do have another super chat
come in.
Our guy, Jose, said, is it harder to find a Patrick Mahomes in the NFL or a Shohei Ohtani in the MLB? Also, who should win NL and AL MVP if you watch the games?
Okay. We will address that later. I believe it is harder to find a Shohei Ohtani because we have not yet seen a Shohei Ohtani. However, we have seen a Tom Brady. We have seen a Peyton Manning. We have seen a Joe Namath. I'm just talking about, not Joe Namath. We have seen a Joe Montana. I'm just talking about individuals that have won in excess of 3 Super Bowls. But we have to get to more, and Peyton Manning went to 4 Super Bowls. He won 2.
No, you talked about the AFC North earlier with the Steelers with that super chat. We have to talk about the Bengals. Joe Burrow goes down today with an injury that looks to be more severe than originally thought. Apparently suffered a grade 3 turf toe injury, which will require surgery and an absence of 3 months. You're falling out of your chair. This is crazy.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. Oh no. Can I say something that I never wanted to say?
Go ahead.
In my life. No, we're not frozen. I just saying this. It was a dramatic pause.
It was, yeah.
It was a very dramatic pause. It was a dramatic pause.
What was the thing?
Joe Burrow was my second best quarterback in football for the last 4 years because he had beaten Patrick Mahomes when it mattered most in order to go to a Super Bowl. However, that's no longer the case. If Joe Burrow misses a significant amount of time, I will unfortunately have to remove Joe Burrow from top 5 conversations. Not because he doesn't have top 5 talent, because he's now ineligible of being in those conversations. Joe Burrow's missed the playoffs 2 years consecutively. If he does not play this year, now you're talking about him missing the playoffs 3 years consecutively, or at minimum, contributing to his team making the playoffs 3 years consecutively. There's no way you can be in the NFL for 6 years, go to the playoffs only 2 of those 6 years, be injured for 3 of those 6 years, and we put you in the top 5. It's not that he doesn't have the talent. We have to start to look at Joe Burrow, unfortunately, to some degree, like you look at Kawhi Leonard. He's just ineligible from being in the conversations. The best ability in all of football is what?
Availability.
That's it.
Availability.
The best ability is availability. And if Joe Burrow is not available, we can't put him in the conversations. Let me give you all the quick history lesson. Comes into the league in 2020. ACL, MCL, PCL injury. And then in 2021, I believe he dislocates his pinky. Then 2022, he has an MCL sprain. Then in 2023, he has a calf. That's when he misses games. He only plays 10 games. Last year, he went crazy. Offensive player of the year crazy. And then this year, unfortunately, he has a toe injury. Now, offensive line has not been good enough. We know that. But there are a lot of porous offensive lines in football, and not that many people are missing that many games. And again, Joe Burrow is so good. He's so good that his talent will forever have him in top 5 conversations, but I have to disqualify him if he misses significant periods of time because, unfortunately, the best ability is availability, and Joe Burrow just lacks that ability as it stands right now. He a dog. He a dog when he out there.
He a dog that can't stay healthy, though. He's a Kawhi Leonard right now.
Yeah.
Tell me he's not the Kawhi Leonard of you make it to a Super Bowl, you're incredibly talented, you have all of this ability, but in reality, he cannot stay healthy for them to be able to compete. Whether it's coming into a season injured or whether it's just getting injured in the season. It sucks. It's terrible. But also, Bengals. This is why you get offensive linemen in the draft instead of wide receivers and paying T. Higgins. Just saying. You should be able to protect your quarterback a little bit more so that you don't have these issues.
But here's my thing. How much of this do you put on the O-line? How much of this do we put on Joe Burrow?
When it's continuous, I'm putting it on the O-line. I'm sorry, he gets absolutely marked by Chase Young his first year.
He does.
Ends up getting hurt. He gets sacked 8-9 times in a playoff game that he ends up winning. Takes him to the Super Bowl.
But don't get it twisted.
You have to get help there.
There's a lot of sorry O-lines. And now the Bengals might have the sorriest one. They might have the sorriest one. But there's a lot of bad O-lines. Here's my issue. Remember, it was 2 years ago. He came into camp with the calf.
Yeah.
That's not the O-line issue.
Yeah.
That's just a Joe Burrow thing. Turf toe, that's not an O-line issue. Some people just based upon their kinetic chain, yes, it was on a sack play, but you don't know how many sacks occurred today? I would assume we probably watched about 12 games today. I would assume in excess of 66, 67 or so sacks occurred today. So, yes, the O-line is bad. It's been bad, but I think 2 things can be true. I think the Bengals O-line has been bad and needs to be better. And I believe, unfortunately, Joe Burrow, he be hurt too much. He be hurt too much, bro.
My thing, he gets injured too much. And I think it's if you have a glass cannon at quarterback, why are you not preparing to protect him?
Yeah.
That to me is the thing. You're winning in spite of your offensive line. You're not winning. Like you should be winning. You're winning because of how talented your quarterback is and making things happen. But
to your point though, beggars cannot be choosers, people at home. Because here's what we do. We get mad at the Dallas Cowboys when they don't retain or they don't acquire the star running back. Cowboys, why didn't y'all draft a running back in the first round? Why didn't y'all draft another receiver? Instead, y'all drafted an O-lineman. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They don't make the sexy decisions.
Yeah.
Then we get mad when they don't make the sexy decisions. But they have great O-lines. Now, shout out to them for trading for George Pickens. So this year, you could suggest that conversation is void. Conversely, the Bengals make the sexy decisions.
Yeah.
You pay Jamar Chase, and you pay T. Higgins. Joe Burrow says he wants his tight end. You keep his tight end. Last year they drafted, I believe it was that second-round wide receiver out of Alabama. He didn't pan out, but they drafted that second or third-round wide receiver out of Alabama. The Bengals make the sexy decisions, and unfortunately in football, more often than not, you have to build from the inside out. You got to build in the trenches. You just can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You can't praise Joe Burrow when he has all these super gaudy passing statistics, but then when he gets sacked a lot, but he needs more O-line help. Hold on a second now. He got all them passing statistics because y'all gave him wide receiver help. Okay, I'm done.
I'll give it to you. I'll give that to you. I do think they still need some help on that offensive line. You could have had Penei Sewell, but you had Jamar Chase. It is what it is.
We got a quick super chat.
Super chat!
On that topic, super chat. We have Lulu that said Joe Burrow is Andrew Luck 2.0. Bengals getting him killed.
Wow.
That's a big claim.
That's a gigantic claim.
Joe had more success than
He
Andrew
did
Luck
have
did.
more
I can't
success
let
than
him
Andrew
slide.
Luck. But I will say this. Yes, the Bengals could help Joe Burrow more like the Colts could have helped Andrew Luck more. Shout out to the Super Chat. What else you got, Care Bear?
Yeah, we also got to talk about another quarterback in the AFC getting killed right now, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, my God.
My GOAT, unfortunately, is struggling. The Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at 0-2. 12% of the teams that start off with back-to-back losses make the playoffs. Is this team in danger of not making the playoffs this year, Acho?
Absolutely. The danger's already been here.
Ooh.
Let's not get it twisted. That 0-2 statistic is real. Teams that start off 0-2, only a 12% chance you make the playoffs. The Chiefs have not started off 0-2 since 2014, Andy Reid's second year with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a gigantic deal, what we are witnessing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Furthermore, we are seeing the rise of other AFC teams. The Buffalo Bills look legit, here to stay. The Chargers, we will find out about them tomorrow when they take on the Raiders, I believe, Monday Night Football. But they look legit. They have been building since last year. There are other AFC teams that are starting to take the next step, while the Chiefs appear to be taking the step back. This is a gigantic deal. Not only statistically, starting off 0-2 puts you in all types of hot water, boiling hot. Somebody bring out the coffee pot. Not only does it put you in all types of hot water, but what the Chiefs are putting out there on tape is no good.
Yeah, they're struggling. They're struggling a lot, but I also have to give them credit. They're playing, I believe, a Chargers team that is rising. I think they're going to be the one to actually compete with. I'm sorry, I don't see it from the Broncos after what I witnessed today, but I think the Chargers are going to be that team that rises to the occasion, and they're going to be the team that's competing with the Chiefs for the AFC West. And then they play the Eagles. They weren't supposed to be competitive with the Eagles. They weren't supposed to beat the Eagles today. They weren't favored at home against the Eagles today. I think that there's things that need to be fixed. I want to know your opinion, though. Who's to blame for what's going on right now with the Chiefs?
I think the roster's not good enough. Let's not get it twisted. Now, well, the roster's not good enough, and if you want to blame the football gods, we can. Xavier Worthy hurt. Rashid Rice not only hurt, but he would also be suspended, so he has to take accountability for that. But the roster's just not good enough, because if you don't have Xavier Worthy and all of a sudden y'all have nothing offensively, you have no threats, and here's when I really knew there was an issue with the Chiefs, and I hope y'all remember this moment. Third quarter, scores tied 10-10. Chiefs got the ball coming out of halftime. I believe it's 10-10. Andy Reid is on his own 36. And he went for it on fourth down? So you telling me Andy Reid already knew, you know what? I need 4 downs to get 10 yards. I doubt my offense so much so that at my own 36-yard line, something Andy Reid would normally never do, say, I can't get 10 yards in 3 downs. Yo, give me this 4th down, baby. I need this 4th down. They end up getting stopped. Eagles, they only get 2 yards on their next drive. They're in field goal range because remember, Andy Reid went for it on their own 36. That's 3 points. How much did the Chiefs lose by today? Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3 points. You don't think those 3 points would have mattered? So you can blame the football gods if you want. You can blame Rashid Rice, suspended and hurt. You could blame Xavier Worthy, whatever the case may be. They have faced 2 really good teams. I just think the roster's not good enough.
I do want to see whenever Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy get healthy, how much are they designed to be featured in this offense? And we also got a super chat from Lulu saying, I get Patrick Mahomes has had all this success, but is it safe to say that he's not the best quarterback in the NFL anymore, or is it just the team?
I no longer think Pat's the best Q in the NFL. I think Josh Allen has become the best Q in the NFL, but I think that's because Josh Allen has the ability to do more with less. Remember, Patrick Mahomes has always played with first ballot Hall of Famers and has had the greatest offensive mind, I would suggest, in the history of the National Football League. Now, with all of that, Patrick Mahomes had wild success. he's the best quarterback in football at the time. I think he had 2 MVPs. He went to the Super Bowl, got 2 or 3 Super Bowl MVPs. So Patrick Mahomes has done about as much as you can ask for from a player. But Josh Allen didn't have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce when he got into the league. Josh Allen had a defensive-minded football coach, not an offensive-minded football coach. Y'all at YouTube, y'all watching this, think about this for a moment. If you're in the playoffs, more often than not, the coaches are offensive-minded. So if you're in the playoffs with the defensive-minded coach, you might be one cold-blooded killer at quarterback, C.J. Stroud. One cold-blooded killer at quarterback, Josh Allen. One cold-blooded killer at quarterback, Lamar Jackson. You feel me? Like, the quarterbacks that have defensive-minded head coaches are dudes. I think it's fair now to say, or at least ask, is Pat still the best Q?
Yeah, no. I mean, you talked about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, you know, in situations to do more with less.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a quarterback that does less with more. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts today. You know, it wasn't an impressive performance. It doesn't ever have to be an impressive performance for him to win football games. Through 2 games, he has 250 passing yards and no touchdowns. Not very impressive. I'm here to hate on him some more. Yes, chat, I am back on my Jalen Hurts is not top 5 agenda. I want to know what your idea is, though. Like, do you think Jalen Hurts played well today? Is it sustainable for maybe winning a championship?
Can we show, there was a sound and video that happened at the end of the game. Yeah. I don't want to be greedy. I need y'all to hear and see exactly what happened at the end of the game. Rome, are we ready? All right, I need y'all to see this.
We're about to start 0-2 and hand Patrick Mahomes his first ever 3.
We'll hear it at the beginning of this video. Here
2-0 start to the season. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are about to start 0-2.
In case y'all couldn't hear it, y'all can see the quotes. Apologies for the kids. Just read the asterisks. I am on this. Man, I don't want to lie. I was going to lie.
Yeah, what side are you on? Chris Jones essentially said, you know, hey, you ain't even have 100 yards. Jalen Hurts said, we won the effing game. Shut yo up. You know what I mean? Where are you? Whose side are you on in this situation?
As an Eagle fan, I'm on the side of Jalen Hurts. Y'all won the game. That's all that matters. Eagles won. Everybody shut up. You talking, but you can't even get inside the club. You can't even get a Super Bowl MVP. So who are you to talk to me? I got a Super Bowl MVP, family. It ain't luck. It ain't coincidence. You don't have that hardware. Shut up talking to me. As a former defensive player in the National Football League and at least a high-level defensive player at the collegiate level, Jalen Hurts hasn't been impressive this season, especially statistically, and even beyond statistically based upon film. So if I'm Chris Jones, and I'm actually top 3 at my position, and I'm going up against this quarterback who you could suggest is barely top 10 at his position based upon skill set, I would be infuriated. Because Jalen Hurts, you got all these goons with you, and you winning, but you get all the credit. You got Lane Johnson. You got Saquon Barkley. You got A.J. Brown. You got Smitty. You got Mailata. You got Dickerson. You got Juergens. Like, Jalen Hurts, you might not even be the 8th best player on your own offense. That's if I'm Chris Jones speaking. Whereas I am unmitigated, clearly the best player on my defense. So, as an Eagles fan, I'm on the side of winning in Jalen Hurts. But as a defender in football, I get it, bruh. Where you at?
Look, you have to give credit to the team that wins. Point blank period. As much as I don't like Jalen Hurts, you have to give credit. He is a winner. He's a winner. I'm never going to say he's not a winner. I'm never going to say he's not capable of winning football games for his team. But also, if I am Chris Jones, I am a little frustrated. Yeah. I'm sitting there. My offense didn't do what they were supposed to do. I really held you. We really kind of locked you down. And I'm sitting there. I'm frustrated at the end of the game. So I understand where Chris Jones is coming from. It's tough, though, whenever you're on the losing side of a football game, though. So I have to say, I would side more with Jalen Hurts in that
but
scenario.
It's tough because, like, I've been in situations
he didn't play well.
when it's like, you weak. Your team ain't weak, so you get to brag because of your team. But you weak.
You sorry. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah, like, Jalen, you sorry.
We got some super chats. We got some major super chats. We got some thoughts.
We got some super chats.
Well, it ain't really breaking up the intensity. Care Bear, they on your head, my guy.
I'm sure they are.
Jared Brandt said, put some respect on my QB, Care Bear. I only want you to say, go Birds, ha ha, cowgirl. They on your head, dog. They on your head.
Hold on. How much was that super chat?
That was a $20 super
chat. That might deserve a go Birds. That might deserve a go Birds.
If CeeDee Lamb could catch the ball, we would be 2-0 and y'all would be 1-1 right now. Never forget that. We'll see y'all later in the season.
He don't get a go bird?
Can they get a go bird?
Absolutely not. You'll never hear me say go birds.
That's crazy, Kerr.
Double up the super chat. You still not gonna hear it.
Sorry about that, Jared.
Ridiculous.
Emmanuel says, who do you think has the roster and scheme to rival the Eagles?
Okay, first off, why'd he take my name?
You
feel me?
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah, no.
why you gonna take my whole,
That's
how
crazy.
he spell it?
He copying your whole flow.
Build it, yeah.
My whole flow.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
bar
wearing
for
the
bar.
suit too, Emmanuel?
Word
He
for
got
word.
You got
an
the
H and a
glasses
last
too,
name,
Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the rollie on too, Emmanuel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, flex on him. Go ahead.
Nah, just is disrespectful.
He definitely supported you, but it's okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you ride out.
I got.
You know, he
So I'm
definitely.
tripping? I'm tripping?
You tripping a little
You
bit.
might be
It's
tripping
okay.
a
You might be tripping a little
Just a little bit.
My
Okay,
bad.
just a
Sorry. Emmanuel, I apologize. What was the question again?
The question was, who do you think has the roster and scheme to rival the Eagles?
I'm gonna say something wild.
Say it.
The Chargers. The reason being, the Chargers have the physicality to rival the Eagles. The Packers have the tensity, they have the talent, they have the speed, they have the aggression. I don't believe the Packers have the size. The Chargers, I believe, have the size, they have the strength, and they have the scheme to say, you want to play in a phone booth, Eagles? We can play in a phone booth. Yeah, we might not have the DBs, but y'all don't use y'all wide receivers. If you want to play 9-on-7, 9-on-7, for those that don't know, that's the drill in practice in football where you eliminate the receivers and you go 9 defensive players on 7 offensive players, if you will. If you want to go 9-on-7, we can go 9-on-7. So I need more time to expound on that answer, but I would say the Chargers.
Wow.
And real quick, he said, just to add insult to injury, he's Nigerian too.
Yeah.
So he really stole your flow
It's
bar
okay,
for bar,
it's okay,
like word
it's
for word.
okay, it's okay, it's okay,
Nice
it's
job,
fine.
brother. It's
It's
okay.
fine, it's
It's
fine.
okay.
Where we at, Care Bear?
No, I mean, there's also video coming from this game with the Eagles. The tush push obviously making more controversy here. It seems as if the center's over the ball, and then also in this one, you had a straight up false start that was uncalled. We have a video of it right here. As you can see, the left guard and the right guard both just gone before the ball's even snapped, getting off. I mean, it seems that there's now complaints around the NFL, Twitter sphere, that the reason why this play is so effective is because it's illegal in 17 different ways.
Can I say this, bro? The tush push. The tush push. I love the players. I hate the play. I love the Philadelphia Eagles, and I love those players. Lane Johnson, we actually played together more than a decade ago. I love the players. As a defender, I hate the play. How in the world can I stop the tush push when not only can you get the jump on the snap, not only can you false start and it's not going to be called, but then you have offensive players that can come behind your quarterback and push your quarterback forward, and it's not like as a defense, I can push my defenders and actually gain any type of advantage. I absolutely love the players. That is the Philadelphia Eagles in that green and white. But the tush push, I hate the play because you can false start, it's not going to get called. And even rules analyst Dean Blandino, I believe, of Fox, he might have been doing the game, and he said, I'm done with the tush push. And the reason he said that, it's impossible to deliberate.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things even within our society that are impossible to deliberate and educate, I think the word. Like, the tush push is impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible, bro.
It's very tough. It's very tough for multitude of reasons. One, it's just unstoppable. I think that I think having an unstoppable 1-yard play, I believe you should learn how to run it yourself if you're really that upset about it. But at the same time, is it fun football to watch for the rest of the league? No, it's just not. It's just not.
Now,
unfortunately.
Conversely, though, other teams can't do it.
Yeah.
And because other teams can't do it, you got to keep it legal. I think the Vikings tried to run it today, and J.J. McCarthy fumbled.
Yeah.
So if it was that easy, everybody else just do it. You can't, so stop complaining about it. I get it.
No, most definitely. But let's talk about a real team anyway today. A real team went to overtime. They went to war. They got the best out of a former Super Bowl. Absolutely not. I'm talking about the best team that wears blue and white in the entire NFL. The Dallas Cowboys got Brian Schottenheimer's first win as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Can we get a round of applause in here? Thank you very much.
I give a round of applause. But I also have a super chat from
There
earlier.
we go.
Super chat.
About this topic. I've been waiting on it. So we had a super chat earlier from 40 Iceman 04. He said, how's it going, Care Bear? Wild win for the Cowboys this week. How do you think this season will play out? By the way, go Birds.
Look, this season is going to be up and down for us, but overall, I'm happy with the win today. We had some injuries on the back end. DeRon Bland, he's now missing. Our secondary looked terrible, but, Dak Prescott looks like he's back to that MVP caliber player that he was in 2023, and that gives me a lot of confidence. I'm very excited about what I'm going to see from my Cowboys this season. Hopefully, we can get a wild card spot and maybe spice some things up later on in the season after some trades or something. You know, but I'm not that confident. I'm not delusional at the end of the day. But you know.
It was dope. The locker room, though, it was dope seeing like Schottenheimer got his first win. He got the game ball. Jerry Jones was there. Everybody in their mom was hyped. We have the footage, I believe.
Yeah, we do have the footage here.
Turn up. Let the people see it.
Very special, man, for you. First game ball, first win. Hell of a coach.
I love it.
It just gives you so much pride, doesn't it? I know you never played for the Cowboys, but you probably grew up dreaming you probably wish that you like went to a good team like the Cowboys instead of the Eagles and the Browns. But you know what I mean? Like it means so much more whenever that Cowboys head coach gets that first dub. It's just amazing. And I think that game was incredible.
Can somebody mute his mic, please? I will say this though. Cowboys fans should feel good about getting that dub. Shout out to Shotty getting his first dub. They should feel absolutely awful and have a lot of questions about that defense, both play calling and players making plays or lack thereof. You got safeties that are supposed to be as deep as the deepest and as wide as the widest. And they are shallow as the shallowest, and they are as short as the shortest. How in the world does Malik Neighbors go over your head with the game on the line? How in the world does Robinson go over your head with the game on the line? And furthermore, it's 4th and 4. Even if Malik Neighbors doesn't go over your head, there were 2 receivers wide open on the play. Cowboys feel great about the win, but defensively, we have a lot to address. Jadeveon Clowney, I saw y'all sign him today. That's gigantic because you definitely could have used Micah Parsons.
Yeah, literally right after the game, they ended up.
They said, we need him.
Yeah, they said, oh, Jadeveon Clowney's coming, by the way.
For sure.
We definitely need him. There's plays, too, that during the game where you watch Russell Wilson have more time in the pocket than I think the Cowboys defensive coordinator was comfortable with, which is why you had those shots over the top and also just bad coverage all around.
Here's my thing, bro. I think we're confused. I think we saw 2 bad teams play, and because we saw 2 bad teams play and one had to win, we're convinced that the winner was good. When in all honesty, I don't think the Giants are very good. I believe they proved that to us last week when they got beat. I don't think the Cowboys are all that good. I think they proved that to us last week. I don't know that either of these teams are good. You walked in studio today, bro, that was an exhilarating win. I said, Care Bear, that was awful. You said, you said this is you're the athlete speaking. I'm the fan speaking.
Yeah,
that was horrendous defense.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson has played. I think him and I are the same draft class, so I think he's played for 14 years, maybe 15 years.
Wow.
He had a career high in passing yards today. How many games has Russell Wilson played to have a career high in passing yards on his 2nd game with his 4th team? This was not good defense by the Cowboys. I don't think this was a good game. I think 2 bad teams played and one had to win. Shout out to the team that did.
I think it was a game for Russ, though, too, that you mentioned him, that he had to go out there and perform well in. Russell Wilson had to go out there and have an amazing game in order to keep his starting spot, which is what I believe he did out there. Were you impressed by him at all? I understand our defense was atrocious. I understand that there was coverage bust all over the place, but 450 yards did set a record. Like that's what you're supposed to do if you're fighting for your job, and everybody thinks that this might be the last game of you starting in your career.
Shout out to Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson is doing everything within his power to keep Jackson Dart on the bench. Everything within his power. 454 passing yards, a career high in an illustrious first ballot, or at least, maybe 2nd time Hall of Fame career. That's incredible. And he admitted after the game he's heard the noise and he wanted to do what he could to shut up the noise. But also, Russell Wilson exceeded when even his coach didn't necessarily want him to. I tell you what you're talking about. It's 2nd and 1. Jackson Dart goes into the game. Why is Jackson Dart going into the game? Russell Wilson, he's on a heater. Jackson Dart, he tries to run his own read, he fumbles. Now it's 3rd and 4. It was 2nd and 1. You just lost 3 yards, and now you're going to roll Russell Wilson back out there. 3rd and 4, Russell Wilson throws a ball behind Malik Neighbors. He drops it. Now it's 4th and 4. You got Russell Wilson out of a rhythm because you decided to bench him for Jackson Dart. 4th and 4, go ball. Touchdown. Yeah. So even when his coach, Brian Daboll, has put Russell Wilson in compromising positions, Russell Wilson has still found ways to exceed. Shout out to Russ. I do believe he's lengthened his leash, and he's doing all he can.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were some plays during that game that were just unbelievable. Like, that pass to Malik Neighbors at the end of the game set my jaw on the floor, man. There's just some things that just cannot happen in an NFL game, and I do agree with you. That's very much a player watching versus a fan watching. But when this happened right here, brother.
This
Wilson
is
protected.
this cannot happen.
Watch Neighbors. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown.
I did want to ask you though too, Malik
sick.
Neighbors. After this, you saw he had. I don't know, but yeah, you saw he seemed a little frustrated during like early on in the game, and then he just kept getting fed over and over and over again. Where would you really rank Malik Neighbors amongst the young wide receivers in the game right now? Because to me, he does not have a good situation.
Yeah.
There's quarterback controversy. There's head coach controversy. The play calling's up 1 week, down another week.
Yeah.
You never know. But he seems to be consistent in getting open and making plays.
I think today, more than ever, Malik Neighbors proved why he's so good. It was hard for him to do last year in the offense with Daniel Jones, but now that he has a quarterback that's willing to throw the go balls and throw them accurately, the hard part in ranking Malik Neighbors, if I can be honest with you, with the young wide receivers, there are so many good ones. And how are you defining young? Because if Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, if they're all young still,
I'd say less than 3 years in the league is young.
oh, well, then he's top two, and I'm only giving space for one person who I'm not thinking about. He's better than Harrison thus far, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
He's better than Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Travis Hunter, T-Mac,
Rome
they just haven't shown us
Odunze,
enough. Rome Odunze, he's better than all them cats. Malik Neighbors is a bona fide number one. He's a Hall of Fame talent kind of guy. We'll see where his career goes.
Speaking of Hall of Fame talents, the son of one, Shedeur Sanders, was in the news earlier today. Apparently, Adam Schefter put out a tweet saying that the Ravens plan to take Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, but before Baltimore could turn the card, the former Colorado star let it be known that he did not want to be on a roster with Lamar Jackson because he doesn't want to be a backup. What are your thoughts on this, and where do you kind of side?
This is a gigantic deal. A gigantic deal that we are not talking enough about. We've lost nuance, I believe, so much in society. The nuance of the matter is this. Shedeur Sanders is better than even his haters gave him credit for, and look no further than Colorado's football's offense this year to realize just how good Shedeur Sanders is. Shedeur Sanders in college covered up for an atrocious offensive line. He covered up for a limited run game, and he just covered up for a lack of talent around him outside of Travis Hunter and Horn at wide receiver. Shedeur was a very, very, very good college quarterback who should have been drafted higher. Simultaneously, Shedeur did not do everything within his power to get drafted as high as he could have been drafted. If the Ravens wanted to draft Shedeur Sanders earlier, I'm just curious what other teams wanted to draft Shedeur Sanders earlier. And Shedeur, you have an army of people, an army of supporters that are just blindly supporting you, Shedeur Sanders, not realizing, wait a second, so you turned a team down? And all we know of is a team, but how many more teams were there that Shedeur Sanders may or may not have turned down? And that's not counting some of the other missteps I would suggest that he took along the process, like not throwing at the NFL Combine. So I was disappointed in hearing it, very disappointed in hearing it. And I was also like, hey, Shedeur Sanders supporters, understand, yes, he was a very good college quarterback and probably even better than we thought. But simultaneously, Shedeur made some mistakes too.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, though, bro, do you blame him?
No. I don't blame him whatsoever. Shedeur Sanders not wanting to be a backup for multiple years whenever he felt he's at the ability, like he has the ability to be a starting quarterback in this league. Right now, he's sitting behind Joe Flacco. Is Joe Flacco going to be an NFL quarterback in 3 years?
No.
No. Lamar Jackson is still going to be a starting NFL quarterback in 3 years. As a matter of fact, I would put crazy money that he's going to be an MVP candidate as well. He's not going to be able to play sitting behind that. I completely understand saying, hey, look, I want to go somewhere where I have an opportunity to compete, to play. I'm sorry, Shedeur Sanders could be a generational talent coming in. He's not going to start over Lamar Jackson. No one on the planet would move Lamar Jackson out of his spot. It just would not happen.
But then let me ask you this then. Then it's not the saying that like beggars can't be choosers, because that's not who nor what the Sanders family is. But then can you cry tears, figuratively speaking, can you cry tears when you don't get drafted as high as you want to get drafted if you were rejecting people drafting you? It's like, I think about this, bro. My homeboys and my homegirls that are single. You single, but the person who asked you out, you said no to. Like, make it make sense. Yep. Don't hit my line. Well, I don't get why I'm single. I don't know why there are no good women in the world. I don't know why there are no good men in the world. Bro, you just got swiped lefted and swiped righted on last night, and you said no.
You're bringing up a great point, and I'm going to break down the issue with dating right now. They're not that attractive. That's why.
They're not that attractive. I'm sorry. A Baltimore Ravens backup position is not as attractive as being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yes, they're swiping right on you. Yes, they might be. I'm sorry. Yeah, is it right or left?
I don't know.
I don't be on the date. I
married
don't know. I got a girl now. I swipe on her. That's it. That's pretty much it. But no, like I just think you have this situation now where. Dude, I fall into the 5th round. Still, if I could go somewhere, it doesn't matter the destination. I'll go to the Browns where they don't have any sort of quarterback history at an elite level. And I want to go there because I can compete to play. In Baltimore, he was never going to compete to play. No matter what, it just wasn't the move for him.
Couple things. Social trade, can we ask the chat? Do y'all agree with Shedeur Sanders turning down the Ravens? I want to hear y'all's opinion. But here's why.
I'm already ahead of you, Acho. I've been asked that in the
been
chat.
asked
We got
chat.
some results if you want them.
Talk to me.
I said, do y'all blame Shedeur for not wanting to be a backup QB? 69% said no, they do not blame him.
Okay.
They're in agreement with him.
Let me talk to that percentile for a moment. Shedeur Sanders said he looks up to what quarterback in all of football?
Tom Brady.
He said it was social trade was Tom.
The GOAT.
It was Tom Brady, right?
The GOAT.
Now, when Tom Brady was drafted, was it in the 1st round?
No.
Was it in the 2nd round?
No.
Was it in the 3rd round?
No.
Was it in the 4th round?
No.
Was it in the 5th round?
No.
It was in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Now, when he was drafted, the first $100 million quarterback ever was on the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe. First $100 million quarterback ever. And Tom Brady turned into the GOAT. If your name and your number get called, you pick up. You pick up. You do not know how your career is going to turn out. Dak Prescott had Tony Romo ahead of him when he was drafted in the 4th round. Dak Prescott started since day 1. Kirk Cousins has made, I believe, the 6th most money in the history of the National Football League. And a Heisman-winning Robert Griffin was drafted in the 1st round, the same draft as him. And the Commanders, formerly the Redskins, traded 3 first-round picks to acquire Robert Griffin. And Kirk Cousins is still in the league. When your name is called and your number is called in this life, you pick up. You don't know what's going to happen, bro. You don't know.
You preaching. I do disagree still because I think Lamar Jackson could get his right arm amputated, and I would still put him back in the game.
How you gonna say I was preaching, but you disagree, bro?
Sorry, I do. I'm sorry. I believe in Shedeur Sanders. Going to try to be a starting quarterback. Joe Flacco.
I
it
tried.
is what it is. Yeah,
I tried.
you tried. You made a great point. It was a great point.
What else is on the menu?
We got to talk about the Miami Dolphins. It's looking pretty grim right now for these guys. Tua had a better game this week. They still did struggle, though, against the Patriots and ended up leaving with an L. We have some audio from head coach Mike McDaniel afterwards, which is pretty uncomfortable to listen to.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10. And then you find yourself at 2nd and 20.
Shut it off. Can we stop with the funny stuff, Mike McDaniel? Can we stop with the sarcasm? Can we stop with the running off the field when the cameraman's following you and trying to hide? Can we just get back to winning football games? If nobody else gonna say it, I'ma say it. Because Dolphins fans, myself included, are tired of the ha-has and the kikis. We just want WWs, period. Like, they have been an embarrassment to the National Football League as of late. The Miami Dolphins have. And then you want to get up there and look down and kind of have some fun, sarcastically. It ain't fun for Dolphins fans. It's not, because they in my mentions, they in my tweets, they in my comments. I know Dolphins fans aren't having fun. So Dolphins need to get back to getting W's. Until then, Mike McDaniel, stop with the sarcasm, bro. Stop with the sarcasm.
Yeah.
It's been bad.
Yeah, no, Mike McDaniel is a victim of what I believe to be a victim of is whenever you make those jokes and you meet some new people, it's funny. It's like great, but then all your homeboys that have heard the same joke over and over again, they see other people laughing, they're like, ha. He's not funny, bro.
He's not funny.
He's not funny. Stop laughing. You're just enabling this nonsense. That's what it feels like for them. And also, they have some issues. Tyreek Hill seems unbelievably frustrated. There's video of him today running a route, getting open, and the ball is just not where it needs to be. He might be officially done with Tua.
I got to see this.
Go ahead and look at this right here. He's asking to get out of the game.
Sailed, and Craig Woodson doesn't fall down behind him right there.
Man.
There might have been a play being made.
You can see the frustration there from Tyreek Hill. The question for you, though, is, Acho, I mean, should he be demanding a trade right now? I think he should.
Tyreek Hill should march upstairs to the general manager in the coach's office and say, trade me while you still can. It's a win-win for both parties. Get me out of here. I'm still incredibly valuable. I just went over 100 yards. Teams will still probably give up a second and a fourth round pick for me. I still got 2 to 3 more great years left. Get me out of here while you can get something from me. And Tyreek Hill, you made your money. $140 million, highest paid wide receiver at the time in the history of the National Football League. Now go back to winning. And you know who could use you, Tyreek Hill? Pat could use you. You know who could use you? The Chargers could use you. Like Tyreek Hill, do not waste your final good years of football on an organization that needs to blow up and on an organization that needs to rebuild. You made the monetary decision. You cashed out. Now go make a winning decision. Go make a legacy decision. Go finish your career getting some W's. March upstairs and demand something.
I would love to see Tyreek Hill back with the Chiefs right now. That would mean that would be amazing. I think both parties really need it at this point. And to be honest, even just watching the film, like I said, Nacho, you know, I've been watching all 22 recently. I've been getting in my football bag. I can't just be talking about it without, studying it. Brother, he's still just as good.
He is.
Tyreek Hill is still just as good getting open that he was 2 years ago when he nearly had 2,000 yards. It's bad right now. You cannot allow that to happen. And for Dolphins fans, I'm seeing them in the chat right now saying it too. We need to fire Mike McDaniel before we allow this to happen, before we allow Tyreek Hill to leave.
But here's the dilemma, G. If you fire Mike McDaniel, you're blowing it all up.
Yeah.
Because if you fire Mike McDaniel, in all honesty, you got to get rid of Tua. Because Mike McDaniel has only had success with Tua. Or Tua, has only had success with Mike McDaniel. Tua and Mike McDaniel are a perfect pair. Mike McDaniel is a brainiac coach. He wants to get the ball out quickly, and they're all about two things: ball placement and ball timing. Timing and accuracy is that whole Dolphins offense. That's why you see, if you get Tua off time, Tua makes mistakes. McDaniel is a timing type of offensive mind. If you bring in another offensive mind, you're hamstrung with Tua. We live in a day and age of quarterback that's mobile. Tua is one of the last of a dying breed of true immobile pocket passers. So if you go coach Tua, you got a limited playbook. Mike McDaniel's perfect for Tua. You get rid of Mike, you got to get rid of Tua. You got to blow the whole thing up, bruh.
Nah, it's frustrating right now for Dolphins fans. I feel for y'all. I cannot imagine my team having Tyreek Hill and not being able to use him. Would never happen to me. But y'all stay safe, though. Y'all stay safe. We also have to look at some other games around the league. We had Ben Johnson's return to Detroit today as the Bears took on the Lions.
It's lit.
And look, I was very shocked by this. It might just be a Detroit thing. Might have to ask Social Trey about this, if this is just a Detroit thing. But Ben Johnson was booed walking into the stadium. We have the video right here.
Don't do that.
I mean, just kind of shocking, is it not?
Don't do that.
He saved your entire franchise. He was booed by the fans walking out there. I don't know.
Social Trey, ask the chat. We got a chat full of beautiful fans here. Ask the chat. Out of bounds, booing Ben Johnson, your former OC. Ask the chat, bro. Out of bounds. I think this is way out of bounds, man. Ben Johnson helped the Detroit Lions get to an NFC Championship game for the first time in 30-plus years. Ben Johnson helped command 3, I think, top 5 offenses in Detroit, at least 2, including, I believe, a #1 offense. He left not to take a lateral position. He left to take a vertical position. Like, don't you want to see the people you care about succeed? Don't you want to see the people you care about advance? Now, you might argue, well, yeah, why do you have to stay in the division? Because the division had the best roster, and the division was paying him the most money, and the division had a blank check for him. So I hate the booing of Ben Johnson because it's like, if you actually cared about somebody, like, yo, thank you, Ben, for what you did for us, G. Like, I thought it should have been applause. What you think, Care Bear? What you think about it, dog?
I think just because the Bears in Detroit.
Got it.
You wearing that C in Detroit?
Got it.
I gotta boo you, dog.
Got it.
I'm sorry. Like, look, I'm a diehard Dallas Mavericks fan. If I watched Dirk Nowitzki walk into my arena wearing a Spurs jersey, Boo! I'm booing him crazy. I'm booing him crazy. Are you out of your mind? I swear on my life.
You crazy.
On my life.
You're
On
crazy.
my life.
You're
On my
crazy.
life.
You said Dirk
And also,
Nowitzki?
he would never wear a Spurs jersey because of that.
Bruh.
He would never wear a Spurs jersey because of that.
You talking about the same Dirk that brought us our first chip?
Absolutely, I'm talking about that.
You are crazy, bro.
Hey, look. Blood runs thicker than water, okay? The players change. This fandom
Not
doesn't.
Dirk, bro. Dirk got a whole boulevard.
I understand. I'm saying if in his playing career he ended up last, he wanted another season. We didn't have enough on the roster to keep him. We needed to compete for championships. He ends up going to San Antonio. He walks back in there.
No. No.
I don't care.
No.
You wearing that Spurs jersey? No.
Steve
Not
Nash?
happening.
Sure. Michael Finley? Sure. Not Dirk Nowitzki. That's crazy, bro.
No, I'm just saying.
That's
Ben Johnson,
crazy.
for as good as for whatever he did for those Lions, I got to be honest. He walked in there. He went to the Bears. They're a divisional rival. I'm not rooting for the Bears. I'm not giving a hand clap to the Bears. Of course he had to. It was a good move for him. It was a great move for him. It's what's supposed to happen when you're a good football coach. But also, that don't mean I don't have to boo you. You did great things for us.
But what about everything he did for you?
Who cares? You're the head coach for the Bears now. For the Bears. I'm not rooting for them. I'm not clapping for anyone in the Bears uniform.
Okay, so you're married. You're married, Care Bear.
Yeah.
You're married. You cheat, your wife leaves. You see her on a carpet. She had to leave.
Yeah.
Because you cheated. Had to.
Yeah.
You gonna boo her, G? All the good things she did for you?
Is she now dating my op? Boo! Should have stayed around longer. Should have given me a chance. A relationship ain't a relationship till you cheat one time.
You. Next topic.
Let's talk about Caleb Williams in this game, though, as well. You had a tweet earlier today talking about him.
Can we talk about the numbers the tweet did, though, by the way?
No, the number,
1.7 million views.
Let's go and look at those right there.
Yo.
A little self-glazed for sure, but you mentioned this throw right here where he rolls out. You can walk us through what you're
lucky enough to get out of something like
Caleb, this isn't college. Throw the ball away. Like, Caleb, why are we throwing mindless interceptions? It's 14-7 at this point in time, and I was just tired of seeing Caleb make decisions that you could make against Oregon State. You could make against UCLA. One of the most talented quarterbacks I have ever seen in the game of football. It's time for you to level up, G. It's time for you to take the next steps, Caleb Williams. You're too talented to be making boneheaded mistakes, and we have to remember it's the dumbest thing I'll ever say, but it's the most important thing I'll ever say. The most valuable thing in the game of football is the football. You can't give away the football mindlessly, and you for sure can't just give it to them. Like, there's a difference between turnovers and takeaways. A takeaway, a defender had to come, do something. They had to punch the ball out. They had to come really do something. A turnover, you just here, and that was a turnover.
Yeah.
Caleb, if you give up some takeaways, so be it. But you can't just here.
Yeah. No, after this interception,
with the sound effect,
the Lions had a hilarious celebration, almost kind of paying tribute. Maybe this is how they paid tribute to Ben Johnson afterwards. They essentially, the defense just ran a play, and you saw why defensive players play defense whenever they ran this play. Though we got a video of it right here. It was nasty. It was pretty nasty. Kirby Joseph, slipped on a drop back, ended up throwing, but he ended up, throwing a dime. Ended up actually getting a little.
It's
crazy
right because the Lions scored a touchdown on that exact same play with Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator for the Lions last year. I believe it was either against the Chicago Bears or the Green Bay Packers. It was likely against the Bears, which is probably why they did it. I still think it was kind of shady, but that I love. Players throw, have some fun, pay homage, if you will.
Yeah, no, it was a very interesting game. I think the most interesting storyline, though, of week 2.
Most interesting one.
Brother, what's going on with Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones is hooping right now.
Yes, sir.
Daniel Jones is an absolute problem right now. The Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in either of their first 2 games of a season. The Indianapolis Colts, led by Danny Dimes, have not punted in 2 weeks. Is this just a replay of what we saw last year in week 1 and week 2 from the Saints? Or is this real? Is this real? Am I really watching Daniel Jones hoop?
Here's the thing. First off, give credit to where it's due. The nickname Indiana Jones.
So tough.
It's
so tough.
That's cold.
It's so tough.
That's a top 5 social trait.
As a guy from Indiana, that's tough.
That's tough.
That's crazy.
Indiana Jones is a cold nickname. I believe the Colts are a wild card caliber team, bro. Like, the Colts are a legitimate wild card team, but
We're talking about them. They haven't punted in 2 weeks. I'm talking about, is this an elite offense? They might be a wild card team. It's not like their division is loaded either. It's the Jags. What are we talking about, bro? I was thinking you were like, oh, it's amazing. They might be a wild card team. That's crazy. Just straight up disrespecting them right after giving them props.
Bruh, here's my thing. Because of Jonathan Taylor, because of Big Q, because of the receiving core, which I actually think is a lot deeper than people are giving them credit for, and because of the way Daniel Jones is playing, I think the Colts are going to win 9 to 11 games. But like 9 to 11 games is probably going to place you in a wild card spot because I fervently believe in the Houston Texans. So like, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Colts are going to win 13 games and get a bye and all these things. I think the Colts are a good football team. They've beaten the Broncos that's kind of trying to figure it out. You had a week 1 victory over the Dolphins, which obviously we know they're bad. So I think the Colts are a 9 to 11 win football team, which, Social Trey, if you get 9 wins out of the Colts this year, you happy?
I'm satisfied. With the history of the team recently, I'm satisfied. I'm good with that.
You good with that?
I'm good with that.
That's kind of my point.
11? We celebrating. The city going up. I'm telling you, the city going up. 9, I'm cool.
You're all crazy. St. Elmo's is going to be on fire if they win 11 games. It's gonna
What you know about St. Elmo's?
Bro, I'll be up there, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, hey, a shrimp cocktail, hate to see me coming. Devoured. I'm telling you right now. No, but Daniel Jones, his first 2 games as a Colt, 74.2% adjusted completion percentage. I don't know what that means, but just 606 total yards, 5 touchdowns, no turnovers, and a 111.1 passer rating.
He's cooking.
Brother, I mean, like, he's really cooking.
But here's what we're not talking about, though.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, I think, went for $162 today, bro.
It was amazing.
Like, if you have a quarterback's best friend is a great running game, if the Colts can run the ball like this, Daniel Jones is going to have a phenomenal season. And again, Daniel Jones has had a good season in the NFL before. It's not like his game has been incompetent his whole career. He did go, I think, 9-7, went to the playoffs. I think he had 25 total touchdowns and like 6 or 7 turnovers in a season before, 15 passing and 8 rushing. So do the math. That's 23. He's done some good things, bro.
Yeah, no.
We got some super chats.
Super
chat.
chat.
Let's go.
Super chat.
We got some super chats. Okay, so Jaron Brandt said he thinks Speakeasy is going to be the best thing that happens to your career, Acho.
Hey.
Congrats on investing in yourself. And he wants some shots in the Speakeasy. It has been a little dry around. You know, should we get some? I'm down for the shots.
Social Trey.
Come on now.
Shots are Social Trey
I don't
approved.
really want to walk all the way around. I want to reveal the bottom half that we got going on.
Just take the bottom.
I'm gonna go to the next super chat while we let Care Bear pull up over there.
I don't want to reveal the bottom half of what I'll be rocking back behind here.
Emmanuel came back and said, why does the media protect Caleb so much? This is his 2nd year, and the Bears don't have more success now than they did when Fields was there.
Only because he's only played his 2nd game in his 2nd year. By the time he gets to game 8, by the time he gets to game even 6, we're going to have some real hard and uncomfortable conversations about Caleb Williams.
Famous
But
plug.
it's only his 2nd game. I'm going to give him till week 8.
I like Caleb. I think he'll be fine. I'm gonna still continue to try to hide the bottom half, right?
There we go. Social Trey.
First shot in the Speakeasy.
Social Trey.
No, but to talk about what we saw from Caleb, though, I think new offense, week 2, you saw improvement, though. He looked better in this game, in my honest opinion, than he did last time. Caleb will be fine. I cannot write him off yet. I don't like the 2 games into your 2nd season. I don't want him on my team anymore. We saw it last year with Bryce Young. Bryce Young ends up getting benched after 4 games last year, 4 games into his 2nd season, and it's like, oh, well, he's done. They end up putting in a backup. He comes back later on in the season. He lights it up because he has talent. Maybe that's what he needs.
But think about this, though. It's Bryce's 3rd year, and he started the game off today. I think it was a fumble on the first possession. 2nd possession, he throws a pick, and now the rest of the game he's playing catch-up. It's 27-6. They almost win because the Cardinals get into a soft zone coverage. But, like, I don't know that Bryce is the guy yet either. I love me some Bryce Young, though. I think he can be, but Bryce still got to show us something.
Yeah, no, most definitely. We talked about the Colts, though, earlier. Let's talk about their AFC South rivals.
What happened?
Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence and these Jacksonville Jaguars. They looked really solid last week.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people were throwing them in the conversation to be competing with the Texans for the AFC South. You mentioned the Texans being your favorite for that, but then today, Liam Cohen ended up getting into it with him from the sideline. Liam Cohen essentially saying, where are you throwing it? You need to hit him in his chest. Trevor Lawrence waves him off. How do we feel about these two guys getting into it? And is it okay to talk to your starting franchise quarterback about accuracy?
To me, everybody stop being soft. This is football. Like, this is football. Trevor Lawrence waving off his coach getting hot in the heat of battle. It's just football. It's not that big a deal. I remember one time I'm playing and my coach was like, blitz the A-gap. I look at him, I say, you blitz the A-gap. You feel me? Like, I couldn't blitz the A-gap, coach. The A-gap was moving. You had me blitzing out of direction. What you want me to do? I'm not going to overreact. If we start to see more tension between the two of them, so be it. But, like, it's football. Everybody calm down. Coaches get into it with players. Players get into it with coaches. Have y'all forgotten when Travis Kelce runs up to Andy Reid and bumps him because Travis Kelce wasn't getting the ball enough? I think that was even in a playoff game. Did y'all forget when Patrick Mahomes is cussing at Andy Reid because Andy Reid won't put Pat back in the game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs? Oh, yeah, Chiefs go on to win the Super Bowl. It's football. Quarterbacks, coaches, they get into it. They're highly competitive. Everybody calm down.
Yeah, no, it's I think everyone does need to calm down. I think the Jags are still going to be fine. I think that is football, like you said. Yeah. If you're ever on a football sideline, you hear some things, man. You see some best friends curse each other out on that football sideline. It gets kind of crazy. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. I do think there's I don't know. Literally the play right after this, Trevor Lawrence ends up hitting BTJ directly in the chest, and the dude drops it. So it's just like, what more do you want me to do, coach? What more do you want me to do?
What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. Before we move on from the non-NFL topics, though, last thing I wanted to hit was Justin Fields did struggle in the game today with the Jets. I mean, a night and day performance from week 1 to week 2, and ended up leaving the game. Tyrod Taylor had to come in, but embarrassing performance against the Bills today.
What Mom always say? Mama always said, social trait. Mama always said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say,
don't say nothing at all.
You don't say nothing at all, G. Justin Fields had 27 passing yards. I think he was 2 for 11. He had like 60 rushing yards.
Yeah, and it went 3 of 11, 27 yards passing on the day.
Bro, when people try to say Justin Fields is a running back, this was one of those games it's very hard to defend Justin Fields. This also made me wonder, after seeing just how bad the Steelers' defense is, was last week's Jets offensive performance, was it actually credit to how good the Jets are, or is it how bad the Steelers' defense is? Remember, Sam Darnold cooked up the Steelers this week. So were the Jets actually good last week, or was their opponent just bad? The Buffalo Bills should not have been this good to make Justin Fields look this bad. Like, this sucked.
I agree. I think the expectation, given the names for the Steelers defense this year, really created this narrative. I think everyone saw, oh yeah, TJ Watt, they got Patrick Quinn, they got Jalen Ramsey, they got Cam Hayward back. They are so unbelievably talented, and the Jets lit them up. And now you're just starting to see that's a Steelers problem.
Correct.
And the Jets, they need to get this figured out, and they need to get it figured out fast. Aaron Glenn, you can't be having performances like this in your first
Go back to that picture of Justin Fields real quick. Yeah. Go back to that picture. Rome, let's see that picture of Justin Fields.
Yeah, no, right
here.
Why
is Jersey like that, bruh? Like, why his jersey look like that, bro? You know when you getting beaten in a fight.
I already know he didn't want nobody touching him either, though. The lineman tried to go pick him up and get your hands off me, man. What you touching me right now?
Yo.
It looked like it was one of those days for Justin.
What else on the menu, bro? This show has been rolling. It has been rolling.
We have been rolling. We did have a college football breaking news because I know me and you definitely don't want to talk about our Longhorns this past week. UCLA head coach DeShaun Foster has been let go in the middle of his second season after an 0-3 start. And I'll be honest, it had to happen.
Had to.
Embarrassing loss this past weekend to New Mexico. A double-digit home loss to New Mexico just cannot happen at a school like UCLA.
Bro, he losing to teams that are paying them to play.
Yeah.
Like, I think New Mexico paid him like $1.25 million just to play, and you losing to them? Those are free L's, free bands. And you taking them L's. DeShaun Foster, respectfully, he had to get fired. UCLA has no stadium attendance. They have no pride in that program. The quality of play they're putting on the field is absolutely atrocious. And he's 5-10 as a head coach through 2 years. I would love to say give him more time. you can't lose to like 3 no-name schools or at least 3 non-dominant schools like that. It was bad. It was bad.
Nah, it's real bad. There's no promise of getting better. And honestly, rumor is you could have seen this starting from the very
Why'd I
jump.
say that?
He went viral with his first press conference.
Oh,
we have the
gosh.
video right here.
Y'all got to hear this one.
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. We
Dog.
I'm just basically excited, really. That's it.
Yo!
Come on.
Any questions?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know it was 2 years ago. You cannot have this happen. You already know in college football, being a head coach is just as much about recruiting and scheming on Saturdays as it is about being a politician. You have to be able to pitch your program to the country, to the media, to the boosters, to everyone. You have to be a politician when you're a college football head coach, and that right there was terrible. Unfortunately, his time at UCLA was also terrible. He made good, in my opinion, good coaching hires. He had Eric Bieniemy call the offense last year, a guy that was offensive coordinator in the Chiefs to Super Bowl titles, and it just never really worked out. He seemed a little bit over his head, or this maybe was an opportunity that he was not ready for. I hope DeShaun Foster ends up picking it up and figuring it out, but man, that was rough. That was really rough.
The tenure was rough. This interview was rough. But I'm such a snob about, like, yo, I don't say anybody deserves to get fired, but if you put that performance on the field and in the stadium, DeShaun Foster, I hope your next one is your best one, because your last one, that was a rough one.
Yeah, no, it was a rough one. We also got breaking news.
And
me and your, somewhat favorite sport in the world.
Sir.
Last night, or actually early this morning, the competition for the fastest man in the world went down. Noah Lyles competing in the world championship. During the preliminary rounds, though, there was something interesting that happened. Jamaican sprinter Oblique Seville got out of the blocks a little bit sluggish and ended up finishing third in that preliminary round. He was one of the favorites to win. And afterwards, Noah Lyles had some choice words about that sluggish start. We have the video right here.
Did you by chance see Oblique Seville with the slow reaction time and Heat 1?
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. That man was panicking in the back. Yeah. But hey, he's a gamer, so hopefully he'll get it back, and we'll have a great final.
Noah. All right. We'll see you back out in the semi. Thank you, Noah. Good to see you.
Yeah. I love Noah. I love his honesty, but unfortunately in the final, Oblique Seville, the same guy that was panicking in the back, ended up winning the world title and is now crowned the fastest man in the world in the year of 2025. Acho, what are your thoughts on this sound? And did he maybe bite off more than he could chew with it?
I have no issue with what Noah said before the final 100-meter race, because that's Noah Lyles. Love him or hate him, he is going to give you something to talk about. No issue with it. What I have issue with is what he said after he lost. I'm so tired, this isn't just a Noah thing, of track athletes telling us how hurt you were, how hurt you are. We don't care. It's sports. Everybody and their mama got a little bit of a tight hamstring, a little bit of a tight quad, a little bit of a tight hip flexor. Their alignment's a little bit off. Their sleeping pattern was thrown off. Stop with the excuses. I saw Noah go to the podium and say, I'm pleased with my performance given how I was injured this season. I saw Julian Alfred, she finished second in the women's 100 meters, go up to the podium and say, yes, well, in the warm-up area I had a hamstring. Bro, everybody in every sport is hurt. Everybody in this life is hurt. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. Just go out there, perform to your best, let the chips fall where they may. Enough with the excuses after.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was very interesting. I think we're still going to see Noah compete in the 200, his stronger event later on.
And he's finna win that joint.
Nah, he's definitely going to go win that one. Was an unfortunate performance. He ended up finishing third behind two Jamaicans, Kashane Thompson and Oblique Seville. But, I think Noah, the antics, the being himself, it's the best thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Because why? We're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Would we be talking about it if he was a quiet, mild-mannered kid right now?
Nope.
We would not be talking about track and field. NBA players would not be showing up to hate watch during the Olympics if it wasn't for Noah Lyles being outgoing. If it wasn't for him being the same guy that he is. I absolutely love everything that Noah's doing. He's also my homeboy. Shout out to Noah, man. Go win that 200 and let's prove some haters wrong. It's time for last call, though.
Last call.
It's time for last call.
Last call.
We got to close up the bar here. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my last thoughts here. Last night, we got to witness history, okay? We got to witness Terence Bud Crawford, a man whose own mother used to pay children in the neighborhood money to beat him up because he was a badass little kid. A man who got shot in the head and drove himself to the hospital. A man who then proceeded to have one of the greatest boxing careers we've ever seen. And when he didn't have anything else to prove, he said, you know what? I'm going to slay one more dragon. He went up 2 weight classes to face off against the best of the generation, Canelo Alvarez. And you know what he did, Emmanuel Acho?
What'd he do?
Dominated. Absolutely dominated. Put on the muscle, put on 20 pounds of muscle, went up there, fought Canelo in the pocket, around, outskilled him, did everything he needed to do, even hurt him a couple of times in that fight. Terence Crawford absolutely showed how good he is, how dominant he is, and he's the greatest boxer of this era. What an amazing performance. That's how I'm leaving it. Terence Crawford might be the greatest I've ever seen, and I mean that wholeheartedly. It's not his fault. His resume can't match up to others because he wasn't in the golden generation.
Greatest you've ever seen
he
at his weight class?
Ever. He might be the greatest I've ever seen.
Here's my problem, bro.
That's how good Terence Crawford is.
After watching Bud fight yesterday, I went down like a YouTube circuit. I used to love boxing when I was in high school. Then boxing kind of got soft as I got older, if you will. Soft comparatively. When you talk about the Alis, when you talk about the Frazier's, when you talk about the Sugar Rays, when you talk about the George Foremans, and you think Bud could be the best ever?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think skill for skill, when you look at what Bud Crawford can do, he's extremely technical. Last night, he proved he can fight an elite defensive game. It looked like his face wasn't even touched after the fight. Canelo had bumps and bruises all over his. Crawford didn't look like he was touched. Crawford didn't even look like he was in a fight.
Now, what about this, though? What about the fact that back in the day, the level of boxing was so much more competitive? And there were like 4 to 5 elites, whereas now there's like 1 to 3 elites.
This actually adds to my point. The reason why I view Terence Crawford is he is the only one with old school mentality in the new age. When it came to fighting Errol Spence, there was no excuses. I was a 135 champion. I'm going to go up to 140, 147, and I want your belts. It took way too long to have that fight happen, but when it happened, he said, I don't care about a rehydration clause. I don't care that I'm the B side. I want smoke. When it came to Canelo Alvarez, you're the best. Everyone thinks that you could beat me. Everyone thinks that you're too big. Okay, I'll go up 2 weight classes. I don't care about a rehydration clause. I don't care about a rematch clause. Let's do it in the biggest arena in Vegas, and I'm going to prove that I am the best on this night. I'm going to prove that I'm the best of this era. He's done it time and time again, and in my opinion, it's not his fault that people ducked him half his career because he couldn't sell. It's not his fault that he wasn't in the golden generation of welterweights like Floyd Mayweather was. Floyd Mayweather got the privilege of being in the same era as a Cotto, a Shane Mosley, a Diego Corrales, a Ricky Hatton, a Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't have that. As a matter of fact, he ran through 147, which was viewed as one of the most talent-rich divisions, and he did so easily, they discredited him for it because he looked too good doing it. Terence Crawford is one of the greatest boxers I have ever seen, and I'll stand on it.
I thought you got to take it. You got to
take
it.
That's social trade approved right there.
That's social trade approved.
That's social trade approved.
You know what? On that note, hey, Rome, we got to get out the show on that note. I can't follow it up. Hit the music, please. Hey, this is Speakeasy. Tomorrow, we are going to go live. There's 2 Monday night games, so here's what we're going to do for y'all. We're going live after the first Monday night game, which I believe is Bucks versus Texans. We're going to go live after that Monday night game, approximately 10 p.m. Eastern time. The next game is going to be the Chargers versus the Raiders. We're going to go live at halftime of that game. So tomorrow, we're going live right after the Bucks-Texans game, about 10 p.m. Eastern time. This is the Speakeasy, y'all. We having way too much fun here. We will see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Hey.